So I'll just get us started this morning. So with karakia me no tātou. E whakatakata hau ki te uru, whakatakata hau ki te tonga. Kia mā kina kina ki uta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi ake ana te a tā kura he tio. He huka, he hauhu, ngā haumi e hui e, ai ki e. So cool, thank you for all of the people in the gallery that have arrived this morning. There is no one there, but just to kick things off, to my left I have Dr. Aaron Stallard, Councillor for the Nelson City Council, and to my right I have the esteemed colleague, another councillor, James Hodgson. So, and I guess I'll introduce myself, Kahu Paki Paki, janitor in the Nelson City Council. We'll just move on with the business items. So we'll go with apologies. We don't actually have any apologies this morning, as I understand. So move on from that, and the expressions of interest. If any of the members of the panel have any conflicts of interest they want to declare.
The only thing is that I'm participating in one of the events that is here. However, I do want to note that the road closure changes won't change the specific event that I'm taking part in. So I don't believe that there is a meaningful conflict of interest.
I should probably add to the record as well that it is my greatest intention to participate in one of them. I have been told I will be participating with one of our fellow councillors as a bit of a community thing. So we just confirmation of the order of business. Today there's really it's quite straightforward. We've got the two items, and if I can get my mouse to work, there we go. We have essentially we're looking at the Sanitarium Weet-Bix Kids Triathlon and the spectacle and the road closures that are around that. So there's no public forum this morning, so we can do a confirmation of minutes for the previous meeting. Now, just for clarification, if the panel of those people putting a motion or seconding weren't at that meeting, how do we confirm those minutes?
Through the chair, Aaron Stallard, Councillor Stallard, was in the last meeting, so he is able to move the minutes from the last meeting, and anybody else can second, no issues.
Yeah, couple. So I'll ask Aaron if you can move the minutes from the last meeting on the 9th of September? 16th? 6th. Come on. Oh, there we go. Right. And Councillor Hodgson wants to second that.
Yes, happy to move.
All right, all in favour say aye.
Aye.
All right, it's carried. So let's get underway. How would you like to do this? Would you want to run us through just really quickly what the application, we've got the report that has been provided.
Right. Good morning. I am Gillian Dancy and I am a part of the roading team, contract supervisor. And I'm the one that has put this report together, and it is for the Sanitarium Weet-Bix Triathlon and also the additional road closures for the spectacle race. So what is in the report hasn't changed, and it is very straightforward. The Sanitarium Weet-Bix Triathlon is what it usually has been. There's no changes with that. I think the only thing is the times. It's a little bit like half an hour earlier, and that's the only change from the last year's race. And the changes for the spectacle, if you've seen in the report, it's obviously to ease pressure of packing up a band's equipment when that finishes, and just to be able to have tents and things like that down Trafalgar Square as well. And the feedback that we have had, positive or negative, is what is in the report as well. Do you have any questions?
I do. I think you've kind of asked them as well. And one of the questions, just out of interest, is that my kids have competed in all of my kids have competed in the triathlon. How long has this been running? Has it run every year as well?
I can't answer that, but
it's been a while, eh?
A long time.
Yeah, so I think that probably the important thing is to just to point out that the two road closure applications are made under the same sort of premise, but the two events themselves, one of them has quite a legacy
Correct.
of running and a history. The other one is, they're fresh off the ground. This is
Yes.
the inaugural event.
They would like it to be, obviously, when they first have an event. That will be what makes them decide whether they do that yearly or not.
Right. Okay. So that would really be only my concern around that. The Sanitarium Webex Kids Triathlon has a pretty proven record, and I've seen firsthand how well they manage their contractors that come in and manage the streets and the closures, yes, and still allow public to to function.
Yeah.
I guess around the Te Hunanui area. The really big difference, obviously, is with the spectacle in town, is going to be that this is their first time, and it is right in the middle of the hub of our CBD. So, could you sort of provide just me a little bit of confidence, a bit more confidence that what you've seen so far is on a level of what we can expect from these community groups running these events?
Yes, I have. In this application, I've had more communication with the contractor, actually, which is Wilson's Traffic Management, dealing with this section of the road closure. And I've spoken to him, hence why I had asked if they could please provide feedback from the businesses down there, which was,
Right.
I didn't hear from Jens Hansen, but it was Flaming Daisy and the Rutherford, and they were in support of the event being down that section. So there are no issues with that. In the previous, because we did the main closure of this report earlier in the year, and there was a lot of public feedback in relation to that, but we did have a lot of communication with the organisers and the traffic management team, and any issue that anybody had gave us feedback, and we really have tried to put them at ease on what we're trying to do. And we changed the times of that event. It was meant to be having a road closure from 12, but that got pushed to later in the afternoon. So then obviously foot traffic and people in the centre of town weren't going to be as affected. So we have taken on board the community, the CBD feedback with that.
Yeah, and I guess for the purpose of the hearing today, it's probably quite important to make sure that we treat each of the applications, quite separately. And I was just drawing a conclusion, sort of my conclusions from really what the expectations are and precedents of what's been run in the past. I'll throw it out to. I've got some other questions, but I'll throw it out to my colleagues too, because it's probably better that they ask them. They might have the same questions. James, you want to?
I think you've answered it, and it was really just that when the initial closures were requested for the spectacle, there was a lot of dialogue that took place. I imagine that there was less dialogue for this tweak, but it is good to hear that the businesses that are most directly affected have been spoken to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kia ora, Julian. Thanks for the report. And you did mention, I think, the Weet-Bix Triathlon, the nature of the road closures, that's consistent with previous years. There's nothing meaningfully different. Right. Okay, so that's fine by me. The spectacle, I'm looking at the map with the red and the green and the yellow. So is that, that's the consultation one. So maybe page 19? Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yes.
So I wonder, like the red, has that actually been, that closure, was that approved in a previous hearings panel, or is this all today?
That one, sorry.
How I read the report, it was an extension of
yes. All the orange was what was approved, and it's the green, which is getting the green, which is our one place, Trafalgar Square, that was getting another couple of hours added on to its closure. In the yellow, the other part of Trafalgar Square is the new road closure.
Great. So the red or orange, that's already been approved in a previous hearings
Correct.
panel. And that was originally consultated on between 12 noon and 10 p.m, but that was changed to from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Correct.
And that's on Saturday, the 14th of December.
Yes.
And the green, so that was covered by the original application, but it's been extended the closure from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight, so just by 2 hours.
Correct.
And the yellow, is that 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. both days of the weekend? Oh, sorry, it says 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on that map, but it doesn't say which days.
7 a.m. Saturday to 4 p.m. on the Sunday.
Right, so it's kind of set up area as well as.
There will be tents in that there
Okay.
along that stretch, hence the approval and from the Rutherford Hotel.
Yeah, okay, but it's a lot more localized. And I did see the barriers are actually set back on the street. So if anyone did go into there, they could still park. And if they need to get out, there's plenty of room. And it looks pretty safe. Okay, thank you. That's all the questions I have.
I think this is pretty straightforward in terms of an approach that I'd take to making, being confident that an event like this can go. The first one would be safety of the public, and I think that's been clearly demonstrated through in the past. And I would with the assurance that you've given so far. The other one is that PR nature with the businesses to make sure that they're really catered for. The fact that we've heard back from the Rutherford Hotel is really good, because I think in that space there, one of the entrances for the foyer is right on that junction. So they probably see the opportunity to be able to host a lot of the people that be coming for the spectacle anyway. So and of course there was notes in there about Jens Hansen on the corner. We haven't heard anything from them.
Haven't heard anything back from them, whether it was they weren't happy with it or not happy with it. I didn't have any feedback, and they had tried to speak to him as well, from what I gather.
Do you know what the opening hours are?
No.
Oh, sorry, I missed out there. Okay, so Saturday it's really it affects them for from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and they're closed on the Sunday.
Yes, I've just looked as well.
Dr. Google to the rescue again. And of course that engagement with those businesses have taken place. So I just want to commend the organisers of both events. It's really neat when we see the community themselves driving and taking the initiative. And I think it's really important to acknowledge that sometimes, most of the time, there's a lot of people that work behind the scenes. They do it out of the passion and the commitment for it. And there's numerous volunteers, which I can guarantee my family are part of, especially my mother. So she will definitely be out there with her volunteers badge on. So it is. I think it's poignant for us to acknowledge that these community-driven activities that are by the community for the community are really critical and really important to engagement and also just participation. So I'm hoping that both of the events continue on in the future. So without too much more ramble, I think that what I'll do is I'll move from the chair that items 1 through to 3 that we received the report. We approved the temporary road closures as the report provided for the Weet-Bix kids, and also we approved the temporary road closures for as an extension of the existing road closures that have been granted for the spectacle for the 14th, 15th of December. So who wants to second this?
Happy to.
Councillor Hodgson will second this. So all in favour say aye. Aye. Carried. Kapai. So that's the end of our wonderful day. So thank you very much for coming. And Alec, thank you for your attendance as well. We to attend to? We're good? Okay. Mino tātou. Ko rangi nui, ki rangi ia tātou, ko papa tūnuku te whai o tā ao. Takoto nei. Ko tātou, ki wainga nui, ia māua hau ki roto, hau ki waho. Hai maru. Hai. Kia ora. Thanks.